Good afternoon and welcome to the Senior Hour. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio with my co-host Barbara Cochran on your hometown station AM 1220 and FM 98.1 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, bringing information to enhance one's quality of life. We are happy to be sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care and Santa Clarita Hearing Center. Barbara's off today, but we have on our show the esteemed Dr. Thomas Paulucki, who is a local chiropractor, but also is a certified functional medical specialist. Welcome to the show, Thomas.
It's always great to be here. Thanks for having me back. And this is a kind of a Thanksgiving special senior hour.
Isn't it?
So
it sure is. And, I certainly would like to, bring out the individuals who are we should be thankful to in our community who take care of our seniors. And, Thanksgiving is a time to give thanks to everybody around us. And there's so many in Santa Clarita that have been playing a role for our seniors. And last night I was able to celebrate the 70th birthday of Grace Elliott, Grace and Jack Elliott, who have been an integral part of our senior center and fundraising. And, we got to sit at a table with Teresa and Lee, Vivian and Arnie, Sharon, others who were there, who participate and helped celebrated this event. But knowing Grace for a long time, and when I say a long time, I have to mention, which I mentioned last night, Grace and I come from the same roots. We graduated from the same high school together. We had classes together, and later down the line, she was L.A. County Sheriff, and I went into medicine, and we rendezvoused back again in Santa Clarita. So it was exciting to celebrate her 70th birthday. But they are just two. Jack and Grace are just two individuals who have been that I am so thankful for giving so much back to the senior community. Others that I do want to mention, and I know our local newspaper had their top 51, but there were others that weren't mentioned, and one is Alan Ferdman, who is he heads the Canyon Country Advisory Council, and he's a writer and has been in the newspaper. He's got a website. He does a lot of commentary. He goes to the city council, always fighting for senior rights, though. And the community center that just opened in Canyon Country, I want to make sure that people understand he played a significant role in that for the seniors as well. Jim Debray, who writes for the Signal newspaper, he's a columnist. He also is a part of League of Women Voters, but he's always fought for senior rights and senior issues, and I want to make sure he gets kudos and thanks as well. Lois Basio, who she's been Woman of the Year and recognized there, but she has been leading our League of Women Voters group for quite a long time now. Put a great effort into making sure our seniors in Santa Clarita have their rights fulfilled, and brings a balanced act that's nonpartisan to our community. And, of course, I want to mention Barbara Cochran, who's with her family today, and, she just deserves that. She and Russ, and especially now with us losing Russ Cochran, she has been an integral role in the senior hour with me and with so many other groups in our community. And, I just want to be able to thank her. And then, of course, I want to thank Jerry and Carl Goldman of KHTS Radio, for allowing us to put forward all the time senior activities and senior events at the Senior Center, donating a lot of time, effort, and money to us as well. And, of course, the last person I do have to thank is my mother, who in 2 weeks will be 100 years old.
Wow.
But she has played an integral role in senior activities, but for civil rights in this country. So all of those that I mentioned, Thomas, I think our listeners should know about who are in our community playing a role and allowing our community to move forward. But there are others, I'm sure, and I kind of want to know, Dr. Paulucki, are there others that you might think about that you might want to honor and thank as well?
Absolutely. I mean, the list is way too extensive. I mean, we'd spend the whole show talking only about that. But I'd like to share with you what Thanksgiving means to me and how that dramatically changed by a totally unexpected situation a long time ago, over 40 years ago. My family had a guest for the holidays who was really in, shall we say, a challenging life position. And when it came to Thanksgiving dinner, as we went around the table and gave our token thanks, I think mine was thanks for family, friends, and food. When it got to this guest who, by outward appearances, had, you would not imagine, had very much to be thankful for, their list was longer than everyone else's combined. So I was so deeply, I want to say, embarrassed for myself, for this person who had seemingly nothing to show, had the longest list of all of us. So that instilled in me a totally new practice. And instead of waiting once a year to just give a soundbite to thanks, I started really appreciating how powerful thanks as a practice, as a daily practice, could work in your life. And now I have so much practice that, as I said, my list is way too long to get into on the show. But for people who have some idea about that feeling of, when you get to that spot on the table and you're expected to say something and you really can't do it, it's only because you're not practiced at it. It's only because you only are strong at something that you work at every day. And thanks should be one of those things. There's so much powerful medicine in gratitude. It is just such a huge physiological event. And to reserve that for one short speech around the dinner table once a year is a shame. So some guidelines as far as what I go through every morning now is you start off obviously with your parents. They gave you life. They brought you into the world. They nurtured and supported you and made you the person you are. And then, of course, your immediate biological family. But then it spreads out to your childhood friends, what experiences you shared with them, what you learned from your teachers. I remember my elementary teachers more than I can some people that I just ran into the street, within days. They have such a profound effect on your life, such a formative influence on your life. And then you move on to friends and in your workplace and colleagues, and along the way, strong influencers and mentors that you gravitate towards, and how much you share, and you just keep going outward from there, and do your best to live in the moment of gratitude about, who is right around you right now, and what can you be most grateful for about sharing that experience. Because we don't get long here. I mean, congratulations, and I'm so happy that you're able to share your mom's 100th birthday. But that is exceptional. I mean, we're living... she's past what most people have an expectancy for, and even that great accomplishment, 100 years, is a drop in the bucket of time, and we don't have that long. And if you come from a absolutely always being grateful for every moment that we have and every experience that we have, it just makes life full of these magic moments that you can, whenever things are not so great, you have a chance to go back and reflect on a time that was better. And that's what Thanksgiving means to
Absolutely.
me.
Absolutely. And, we live in a great community, and we have moved forward, especially in terms of our older adults, having a senior center, having transportation, a great food program for them as well. But still a reminder to those who are listening that there are, we have, because of the pandemic, been in isolation. And many of our seniors have been at home, secluded, and might not again this year be with family. But I hope that our community, as they always have done, will look around at their neighbors and people down the street and say, that person might need a Thanksgiving meal tomorrow. Look around to see if there are individuals who might be alone, and help and serve them. We can't. A lot of them are hesitant to go to people's homes and sit down because of the pandemic, but we can still bring them a Thanksgiving meal. So if you see someone in your community, someone might be alone now, honor them. Bring them a meal, part of your Thanksgiving meal. They will appreciate it. And, our community, Santa Clarita, has always been that way and will continue to be that way. But I want to just make sure that because of our difficult times, because of the pandemic, that we listen to our hearts and we get out and, if you feel someone might be eating alone, that's fine, because some of them want to, but bringing them a meal and serving them will make a huge difference in their life. So this is what Thanksgiving is, and you're right, Thomas. It's not just, it should not be just one day, but since it is here upon us, let's make that day a great day for those in our community. Everyone will appreciate it and be enhanced by it as well. So as we move on, let's talk a little bit about, Thomas, what you do and, how for you and I, both being doctors and helping seniors out in this community, let's talk about, something that will benefit our seniors year-round. Any topics you'd like to bring up and that we can share with our seniors?
Absolutely. And first, I'd like to say thank you, Gene. I consider you a true colleague, because even though we graduated from different schools and we may have a few different tricks in our little black bags, we both share the same passion for patient care. And
Absolutely.
that's all that really matters. And I think that has been what has been such a great relationship. We've been on doing this show together now for about 15 years, if you can believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's again a drop in the bucket, but I just look back and what an opportunity that Carl and Jerry have given us to, and it used to be my wife and I, who of course is always at the top of that list of
Tony.
my gratitude.
Yes.
So it used to be that Tony and I used to, do a show here and we'd be guests on your show, and that our relationship has evolved and only grown throughout the years, and I am so appreciative. I even am appreciative of our competition and our detractors and our critics for making
Hmm.
us better communicators of getting this
Absolutely.
critically important message out there in the face of everything else. I mean, after the past 2 years, I'm just thankful that I have hair, but but to have the opportunity to come in here and have this voice as many or as few people are listening right now as possible, it's more than I could have done on my own for sure.
Yeah, and opportunities to have voice is we like that we're a democracy. We're people that listen, and we have different opinions. We go from left side to right side to left side. I mean, that's great, because when we hone opinions, we end up finding the best opinion by having debate and discussion over it. And I think we have been able to do that on KHTS because of the attitude of Carl and Jerry Goldman.
Absolutely.
So, and that has brought us together, and but I think it also has enhanced. It has enhanced the ability of us as medical professionals to give good care to those in the community, especially the senior community. And and I think it flows from that, as I mentioned. What a senior center we have, what the foods that we can provide, the transportation that is there for everyone, and that enhancement went all the way to the county. It went to the state. We have a master plan for aging that's evolving and developing in Sacramento. All of this came because there was a little seed that was planted here and in other places, but especially in Santa Clarita, that grew. It rooted and developed, and we watered it and gave it nutrition, and it got bigger, and it is flowing now for all of us. And I just think that we've because of our relationship, because of our professional knowledge, we have been able to allow to see this grow and help the people in our community. So when we come back, what we'll talk about, Dr. Paulucki, is how we can enhance, again, the senior community and what they can do to make sure every day is a Thanksgiving. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio with my co-host Barbara Cochran, who is off today on your hometown station, AM 1220 and FM 98.1 KHTS.
With locations throughout the valley, Providence offers the most advanced technology and therapies for treating cancer in Southern California. Call 1-888-HEALING for your annual checkup or second opinion. The road to healing leads to Providence.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
We salute our veterans who sacrifice for our freedom. Every week, we share an inspirational story of a local veteran on our Hometown Heroes page at hometownstation.com. Thanks to our good friends at Eternal Valley.
I'm Richard Nunnally, General Manager of Eternal Valley Memorial Park and Mortuary. We believe taking care of each other is what community is all about. We're proud to bring you the stories of our hometown heroes.
Eternal Valley, life well celebrated.
Visit hometownstation.com, sponsored by Eternal Valley.
Welcome, folks, to the Backyard Masterpiece Podcast. We have Tom here, a first-time DIYer, talking about the multi-tiered rose garden he planted in his yard. How did you begin this masterpiece?
Well, the first thing I did was make the call.
The call?
Yes, to 811. I knew my project required digging, so I had SoCalGas come and mark my natural gas lines.
Pro tip, take notes, people. Always contact 811 by phone or online 2 business days before you dig.
Yep.
Visit SoCalGas.com/811 to learn more.
It's time to experience a pain relief, wellness, and anti-aging treatment unlike any other. It's time to check out Mend Cryotherapy. Relieve chronic joint and muscle pain, diminish soreness and inflammation, alleviate stress-related symptoms, boost immune system performance, and improve sleep and recovery times. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go to Mend, M-E-N-D, cryotherapy.com on Newhall Ranch Road in the Gateway Shopping Center.
Agent 00, no. This is a Code 2 emergency.
Who is it? Goldfinger?
No, Brownfinger.
Brownfinger? He's a madman.
He's flooded the city with deadly methane gas. The sewers are exploding.
But I know exactly how to flush him out.
The sewers are overflowing, bathrooms are backed up, and the city is mine!
Not so fast, Brownfinger.
What?
I can't stop you, but I brought someone who can. Dutton Plumbing. Mom, flush him out.
No! I know my son is dreaming here, so I better just say, get Dutton's $73 drain clearing. We're the plumbers you'd send to your mom's house at DuttonPlumbing.com. Okay, son, back to your dream.
Celebrity voice impersonated.
DuttonPlumbing.com. Get Mom's $73 drain clearing. 73 with a money-back guarantee. Dutton Plumbing. We're the plumbers you'd send to your mom's house.
License number 1058213. Some restrictions apply.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio on your hometown station, AM 1220 and FM 98.1 KHTS. We're talking with Dr. Thomas Paulucki, and we've given our thanks to the community helping our seniors. But there are a lot of things, Thomas, that that you and I are involved with and caring for our patients, and a lot of that is anti-aging and staying healthy and protecting oneself, their finances, but also mainly their physical health. So let's go through some of that, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So my short list of ABCs for anti-aging. Obviously, the first on that list is arthritis, and that is one of the biggest problems we are all going to experience in one way or another. I mean, it can be mild, or it could actually be debilitating. And just so I'm sure there's no misunderstanding about what I'm talking about, arthritis is some inflammation of joints in your body, but it can affect more than that. Depending on the type of arthritis, depending on the severity of arthritis, it can be anywhere from just some stiffness and some tiredness all the way up to a life-threatening disease process. So there are arthritis is essentially, in conventional medical terms, incurable. However, there are many things that can reduce the need for highly invasive treatments and therapies. If the number one thing involved with arthritis is the pain in the muscles and the connective tissues around the joints. And we have found some amazing things. There's a short list of my top favorites that get remarkable results with arthritis. Mm-hmm. The first one, I don't know, you're probably going to have a little bit of a delay looking at this because I know you're watching me online. But in the studio, I just turned on something called near infrared light, and we have some amazing breakthroughs in this technology, largely thankfully to TVs. LED technology has brought a very pure, very powerful wavelength of light that dramatically helps pain relief, inflammation. It improves circulation and actually improves not just the circulation, but the body's ability to create new circulation in the body. It's an incredible device. Most of us are aware that we can photosynthesize vitamin D from ultraviolet light. Like a plant photosynthesizes chlorophyll, complex carbohydrates from ultraviolet light. Our body actually photosynthesizes vitamin D from ultraviolet light, but it also photosynthesizes two critical healing chemicals in our own body from this wavelength of red light. Both red and in the invisible spectrum, near infrared, that are just amazing. One is nitric oxide, which has won Nobel Prizes as far as improving circulation, especially in regards to cardiovascular disease. The other one is something a little less commonly known. It's called VEGF, and what that means is that this chemical in your body actually helps your body produce new blood vessels, where old and damaged ones have been either critically injured or shut down or not available to grow for whatever reason. And we're seeing amazing results with just exposing people to this red light. But in the terms of arthritis, this red light is just immediately soothing to any aching joint, muscle, nerve, or bone in your body.
But it doesn't, you had mentioned LED technology and televisions. It doesn't mean that if you have a sore knee that you put it in, you can sit and watch a football game as an excuse to put your knee in front of the television.
No, the television isn't going to produce enough of that wavelength. There is some red in there. Reds are what makes everything look more rich and vibrant. But there's not enough of that isolated wavelength of red and near infrared to really make a difference sitting in front of the television.
Shucks, that was a good excuse for me.
But here's the good thing, that the technology has advanced so much that what I have here in the studio is well within the reach of most people's budget to actually have this for home use, where if they choose to sit in front of the TV for 4 hours watching a football game, they can treat several areas of their body in that time with this home therapy. As far as I'm concerned, it's a minor miracle of modern science. I spend an obscene amount of time researching online every single day, either researching or writing as you do, at least 4 hours every single day online. And I am absolutely, this is my personal LED band. And it has seen daily use for the past several years, because if I'm going to be sitting still, which is probably one of the worst things you can possibly do, leaning in front of a computer screen for 4 to 6 hours a day, I am going to be using this thing to counteract some of that damage.
Yeah.
And so that's just the tip of the iceberg with arthritis. Obviously, you need to also look at diet, look at hydration, and there are some very well-established natural foods and supplements that produce an amazing anti-inflammatory effect for the overwhelming majority of people. Some people aren't going to eat enough of these foods to really make a difference in their life, especially when it's not so convenient to prepare fresh raw vegetables on a regular basis. I know some of our audience is going to be challenged with that. So obviously that's the best way to do it, but I also want something that people can do. Like I want my patients to do something like Tai Chi or yoga, but maybe they're never going to. Maybe they're never going to go to a water aerobics class. But if they can walk, walking is medicine. I don't think walking is a particularly exciting or dramatic exercise. You are not going to become a swimsuit model walking around the block, but it provides all of the benefits that any exercise does. I consider walking physical medicine as good as any out there. And if you're able to walk, walking 20 minutes briskly, especially if you can walk at a pace good enough to break a sweat, you will get all the benefits of any form of exercise if you're able to accomplish that. And there's, in living in the Santa Clarita with essentially spring-like conditions for the overwhelming majority of the year, there's about a month where it's absolutely too cold and there's a month where it's absolutely too hot. But even then, you can either bundle up during the coldest month and you can walk either in the very early morning or the very late evening during the hottest time of the year. So there's essentially no excuse not to walk unless you're unable. And when you are unable to walk, then you've got to make some accommodation for that.
How about walking in water?
It's a beautiful thing if you have that available to you.
If you have it available, it's something to think about. And there are some gyms that have it. Some of the senior apartments have pools, swimming pools that you can have a shallow end. So water walking could be beneficial if you can't, walk and gravity affects you. It will affect you less in a pool situation.
Yeah, and some people have that available within their insurance policies. So, I would, if I had that availability, I would absolutely do it. I have my own pool, but it's outside, so it's kind of expensive to heat it year round. But I use it whenever I can. But I never pass up my opportunity to walk every morning. And do my gratitude exercise that we talked about in the first segment. But as I was saying earlier, so if you're just not available to prepare your meals from scratch every day like our grandparents did, I mean, there was no option for them, and they had some pretty amazing results with doing that. However, now that's almost unheard of for the overwhelming majority of people. So I've created a supplement, and I actually did. I didn't just, slap my label on something. I was in the development phase of this that provides the 50 different superfoods that are all designed to help with detoxification, everything from the cellular level through the tissues, through the organs, through the entire system, step-by-step process. It's an amazing formula, and we have eliminated all of the common allergens or sensitivities from it. A scoop a day is essentially like eating a huge bowl of salad of the best foods on the planet every single day. And that's available at my website, Get Better X Shop. It's up here in the corner of the screen in case you can't see it, or you can contact my office and we'll get that out to you.
But some of the, we as we go through the ABCs and arthritis being in the A, the pain is a huge problem, and trying to utilize anti-inflammatory techniques. The drug companies have said you do it with drugs, and they inundate us on television with commercials. But the real way, there are other ways of providing anti-inflammatory foods and treatment that doesn't have to have drugs involved, because the drugs have costs, the drugs have side effects.
Sure.
So I think that managing pain, which is the ultimate problem with our arthritis, through anti-inflammatory techniques plays a huge role in how we end up treating. And that's where you and I are on the same page on trying to avoid medication and utilizing other technology to get people better.
Absolutely. So the next one, which ties directly in, all of these are, it's not this or that. It's all of these things, the ABCs, arthritis, and then the next one is balance. And of course, arthritis, especially if it's in your feet or your ankles or your knees or your hips or even your back or your neck, can dramatically affect your balance. And the balance is one of the, we were sharing a conversation earlier. You have a friend or a family member who just fell and is needed surgery. I just the other day have a very close friend whose mother just fell and needed surgery. And when you start getting up there in the age, in the 80s or the 90s, these kinds of falls can be almost a life sentence. It's a very bad situation when an older person falls seriously and injures bad enough that they need a surgical repair. Very few people are in good enough shape to recover from that fully.
Yeah.
So balance is critical, and unfortunately, most people don't really pay attention to balance until there is that critical emergency fall that seriously injures somebody. Many people fall a few times before they take it seriously, before they're injured so bad that it warrants a trip to the emergency room. But
and that's the sad part, because the falls are the leading cause of change of life for our seniors. We all try to age in place, but when you fall and you break something and then you need surgery, you end up being in a hospital and sometimes being sent for rehab in a nursing home. So, this is, these are all, as we think about anti-aging and, arthritis and balance, these are just critical to, our lives and sustaining ourselves at home. So when we come back, we're on the ABCs, and I think now our listeners are wondering, what does that C stand for? Is it congestion? Is it consciousness? Is it circulation? Let's get the drums rolling here for people to think about what we're going to have you bring up with the A, B, and now the C of anti-aging and life for us. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio on your hometown station, AM 1220 and FM 98.1 KHTS.
There is only one language spoken at Thai Dish, and it sounds something like this.
This is great.
Once people get a taste of Thai dishes, there's really no reason to do any more talking. Make it full of flavor, make it delicious, only at Thai Dishes. Enjoy the atmosphere, love the food. Thai Dishes on Valencia Boulevard for free delivery, 253 Food. That's 253 FOOD.
The ugly truth about vertigo, and it's not a tumor. Discover the 3 most common mistakes that must change to stop vertigo for good. Hi, I'm Dr. Thomas Paulucki, and WebMD chooses me as best chiropractor and functional medicine in Santa Clarita. Something to think about. So, when you're ready to get better, go to drpaulucki.com. That's drpaulucki.com to schedule your free consultation now.
Santa Clarita now has its first respiratory treatment center, RenewMed. Whether you've got COPD, COVID complications, asthma, or emphysema, you no longer have to drive out of our valley for treatment. RenewMed is a comprehensive outpatient rehab facility. Along with respiratory treatment, RenewMed's multidisciplinary team includes physicians, respiratory, physical, occupational therapists, and social service professionals. Experience a new kind of therapy. RenewMed on Lyons Avenue, just north of the 5. Visit renewmedscv.com. That's renewmedscv.com.
Save water and save money. SCV Water wants to help you find your fit and take advantage of conservation rebate programs that will help you save. Water your landscape more efficiently. Replace your lawn with water-wise plants. Conduct free in-home water surveys. Cover your swimming pool and more. Find the programs that fit your needs and start saving today. Visit conserve.yourscvwater.com to learn more.
That's conserve.yourscvwater.com.
Hi, I'm Tamara Gurney, president of Mission Valley Bank, Santa Clarita Valley's local community business bank. It's been a challenging 18 months, and as we approach the holidays, our bank is pleased to bring you some holiday music in the hopes of uplifting your spirits and spreading some joy during this season. I'd also like to invite you to visit us at our branch located at 26701 McBean Parkway, across from the Town Center, to meet our amazing team. And on behalf of our entire Mission Valley Bank team, we wish you a very happy and healthy holiday season.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
Excellence isn't just a word, it is what we deliver. Vanguard Protection Group is committed to providing its clients with the highest echelon of protective services available. Our clients not only receive the security services they contract for, but also reports that are well-written, articulate, and thorough. Our patrol officers operate at the highest levels and have an impressive rapport with local law enforcement. With military, police, private policing, and courtroom experience, you can trust that we have the strength to deliver our promise of excellence. Contact Vanguard Protection by calling 661-753-3611 or visiting their website at vanguardprotectiongroup.com.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio on your hometown station, AM 1220 and FM 98.1 KHTS. We're talking with Dr. Thomas Paulucki, and we've been talking about the ABCs of anti-aging, and we talked about arthritis and balance and A and B. So now we're up to C toward the end of our show. So take it away, Dr. Paulucki.
Okay, so the C, drum roll please, is circulation. Obviously, flow in your body. The critical, get the good stuff in, get the good stuff, the bad stuff out. And as we slow down, as we become more sedentary, we tend to have a lot less of that good stuff in, bad stuff out going on. So it is critical that you move as much as you can. The biggest circulatory system in our body, you would imagine that it's going to be the cardiovascular system. That's what pumps blood and oxygen to all the cells and brings carbon dioxide away from the tissues and circulates it through the lungs and this whole complex apparatus. But there's a part of the circulatory system that doesn't have the benefit of that pump at all. And it actually accounts for a lot more of the fluid volume being pumped around your body, and that is the lymphatic system. And people may not be as familiar with that, but the lymphatic system is critical as far as waste disposal and in getting the immune response happening throughout your entire body. And it's not connected directly to the heart. It works on essentially a vacuum system and the movement of the structures in your body. So it's critically important to have a functioning immune system to get rid of the toxic buildup in your body in order to be able to move. You have to be able to physically pump that fluid throughout your body without the benefit of the heart doing it, whether you're sitting or standing or laying down. Without being able to move, all of those things, the you get less good stuff in and more bad stuff sticking around for way too long. And once again, that's where this red light technology comes into play. It improves circulation, opens up those blood vessels, and increases the body's ability to even create new blood vessels, and is a form of increasing circulation without the benefit of actually moving. So again, another reason to just love this near infrared technology. And again,
and when I
go ahead.
When I hop on that rocket ship to Mars, and gravity has been playing a role in getting the whole systems, whether it be the heart or lymphatic system, I want a red light technology involved as well.
You better believe that the astronauts are absolutely using this, because not just in a long trip to Mars, but just the stay on the space station critically affects our ability to do everything that we've been talking about. And the advances in these LED technologies is largely attributed, especially when it comes to health, is largely attributed to our space program.
Yeah, and that's pretty good. NASA and these organizations now are just putting this technology out there that one day will be to our advantage. So, I'm after this show is over, I'm going to be heading out to my TV and sticking my knee in front of it.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to make much of a difference.
So listen, though, if there are listeners who want to get in touch with you, want more information, Thomas, how do they get a hold of you? What is your phone number? What is your website address?
Sure. So the local phone number is 753-9340. You can find me at drpaulucki.com. That's drpolucki.com. And you can see my whole line of products at getbetterxshop.com.
We started our show off with, the thank yous to the community, and we will end our show with that as well. We of course wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and all families and friends who are overseas as well, and military individuals who are defending our nation. We tomorrow is a day of Thanksgiving, to be thankful to everyone around us who has given us the ability to have the voice that we have. So thank you, everyone. Have a great and happy Thanksgiving. Dr. Paulucki, thank you so much for being on the show today, giving us another education on the ABCs of anti-aging. Thank you very much. We are sponsored by Comfort Keepers In-Home Care and Santa Clarita Hearing Center. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.